Hey, welcome back. Kurt here. And I think, most people having not owned a franchise in the past, it's a little bit like what's going on with the, behind the Oz wall and, all that. So, what I want to talk about was just a very basic concept around whose responsibilities are what when you run a franchise and you have a franchisor. Um, and look, not everybody sees it the way I do. There's some franchises that basically give you 2 weeks of training, 3 weeks of training, and they have a really terrible postcard for you to hand out, and you're left to do everything else on your own. That's fine if that's what you want. But in our model, we give you all of the training from social media to how to actually do an inspection on site, not just like the home inspector required license training where it's all like how electrical panels work and how different types of wire sizes and how water heaters work and how HVACs work and all that kind of stuff. We provide you with the templates, we provide you with the training, we provide you with office training. And basically, if you could think of all the different moving parts in a home inspection business, you have the inspection, you have someone in the office, and then you have sales and marketing. So we have training on all of that stuff. So even if you're a sole person who's going to be doing the whole thing yourself, hopefully eventually you go to the size where you hire some inspectors, you hire someone in the office, and you hire maybe someone to do your sales and marketing. What's great is we have the training. You could literally drop that person into our training, and then when you start working with them, they're going to be much, much further along than you starting from square one with them. So in our model, though, the franchisee, right? It's we say it's an execution play, basically, like point and shoot. Like we give you all the tools you need to be wildly successful. You just have to act upon it, right? So, and again, I've talked about this. I'll talk about this in a little bit in the training if you end up becoming a franchisee, where business isn't what we think it is. But I will tell you that nothing happens in a vacuum. Okay, and so what that means is you have to actually execute. What I see new business owners do when they no longer have a day job and someone telling them what to do. I'm not your boss. I'm not your dad. I'm not there to tell you you need to get to work. You own a business. You need to make it happen. So if you're spending your mornings and you're working out for 2 hours and you're taking the kids to the doctor and then you're grocery shopping at 2 and then at 4 there's this. I mean, there is a business that needs to be built. You still have to, we're giving you all the tools you need. You still have to build the business. And so if you're working an hour a day and that work is on an Instagram post, that's not overly likely to be the best use of your time. So again, we do everything we can. We SEO your webpage. You have all of the marketing materials. But again, if you never walk into an office to talk to a realtor, nothing will happen. And I'll tell a quick story. I had some franchisees that basically were confused about this, and they thought maybe I should be doing more than I was. So I'm sitting with my old business partner, and we're having a beer. And I said, I'm going to prove a point. And I didn't have a camera to record. I wish I did. So our waitress came over, and this is a restaurant we've been to before. And so we kind of knew her a little bit. And I said, hey, I want to ask you a favor. I go, do you know a realtor? She goes, oh, I don't know. She goes, oh, actually, the bartender's wife, she's also licensed, but she mainly runs the business. Then it's a husband and wife team. I thought, listen, there's a lot of cool, unique things we do for realtors. Is there any way like we could exchange contact info? And she's like, yeah, no problem. And so basically I got the husband's number, and then I sent him a text, and he passed it off to his wife, and I gave him my card, the website. I ended up about a week later having another beer at that same restaurant with the wife, husband was bartending, and about 2 weeks, and we did everything that we do, and 2 weeks later, we got our first job from her. And then she brought us into their office. It wasn't a huge office, like 9 realtors, and we were able to do some training and sponsorship with their office. And again, it just perpetuated itself. And I said, so if I have all the tools and I've trained everybody in all the tools, you have all the tools. Like, just go make it happen. There's realtors. I don't know about your town. There's realtors everywhere. There's like 2 million realtors in the whole United States. I think there's 40,000 in the Phoenix area. Again, if you can get to, the not to go too deep here, but and don't quote me on this, but the average numbers are going to be about $1,000 per realtor that sends you at least one referral. Because some realtors are going to give you one referral and then not have another house that they're helping anyone buy. And other ones are going to give you 10, 20, right? So, but what it works out to is after your first year, if you did 80,000 in revenue, we're probably going to see somewhere close to 80 realtors having given you at least one referral to a buyer. When your company gets really big, I can actually show you these numbers. 1.5 million in revenue is right around 1,500 realtors. And again, it's not a perfect science, so don't take this and make something out of it that it's not. But you got to remember, if you want to get your business to the point where 1,500 realtors are sending you at least one piece of business, then how many realtors do you think you need to talk to and get in front of and hear your name and have a good experience before you get that big? So again, you got to be talking to lots of realtors, and because at the end of the day, a really high producing realtor might only do 12 or 15 houses in a year. Maybe one of those clients doesn't even get an inspection, or goes with his Uncle Joe or whatever. And so you can't have a sustainable business on 12 inspections from one realtor. So you need 100 realtors to be sending you referrals. So again, we give you all the tools to make that happen, but at the end of the day, you have to go get the realtors that fit your personality and fit your values and your morals and all that kind of stuff. And again, I've been in a room with me and a partner, and listen, some people gravitate to my personality, some people gravitate to their personality, some people go, Kurt grates on me, other people go, he was this or he was that, she was this, I like you, I like them. So I wouldn't get caught up in, if I meet with 100 people, I'm gonna have 100 people just sending me business. I promise me that's not gonna happen. You probably need to meet with like 250 realtors to have 100 of them sending you business, just an FYI. So that's kind of like what the responsibility is. And then ongoing, it's the same story. If you've got something you're doing for the very first time, solar panels, pools, a sponsorship, a happy hour with realtors, you could talk to us, the franchising company. We'll coach you up through the whole thing. We take feedback from everywhere, and we're improving the template all the time. We'll have some new, like I literally just created bar coasters because I was like, as we go to these happy hours and they get bigger and bigger, the teams of realtors all know each other, and it can be a little cliquey, and it's hard to break into that. So we got these little bar coasters that are little icebreakers. Be like, hey, do you guys want bar coasters for your? So we're always developing new things, and of course, if you're a franchisee, you get all of that. So I hope that helps clarify sort of franchisee, franchisor, who does what, and why that's important. All right, take care.